Man, DMC5 is so much fun, all the combos are so sick, everyone's so badass, I fucking love this game.
Hey.
I mean, Nero's actually cool, Dante's fucking amazing, V is like really cool in a weird way, this game is so fucking good. So fucking good.
Hey, faggot. Talk about Captain Marvel already.
What? No. Who are you?
It doesn't matter. Nobody is laughing at this stupid bit. Stop jerking off to underage anime girls, get off your fat ass, and talk about a shitty superhero flick.
Oh god damn it, I seriously have to talk about that fucking movie? Okay. Okay, where's my ocean? Okay, there it is, my poorly edited together ocean. And I need my background music. Okay, here, okay. So I'm going to talk about Captain Marvel, just like everyone else is going to this weekend. It's the new Marvel movie that's come out, and I'm just so fucking tired of this shit. Not so much the MCU, I am getting tired of the MCU, it's just kind of superhero burnout. And really the big problem is the fact that we've relived another case of Ghostbusters 2016, where you have a mediocre movie pushed purely by identity politics to save a horrible film from flopping. Now, I have not seen Captain Marvel. I do not plan to watch Captain Marvel. My closest experience to watching Captain Marvel was I looked up the spoilers online. I listened to people talk about the spoilers in reviews. And from what I hear, I have zero interest to actually go see this. And before anyone says, well, you don't know for sure if that's in the movie unless you see it, multiple people have talked about the spoilers. And they've all said the same thing. And dear sweet Christ, this movie sounds like an abortion. A horrible, horrible, horrible piece of shit. Marvel forced out the door because they want to push Brie Larson as the face of the MCU for some reason. Now, I don't really want to talk about the movie itself. You can listen to a whole bunch of other reviews about it. I kind of just want to talk about how this is another case of dumbass progressives treating a corporate product as some kind of massive societal cause to push forward and somehow it'll save women from being raped in the Middle East. Some stupid bullshit like that. This is another case of Disney is very obviously giving certain people money. I cannot say specifically who because I don't expect this video to blow up too much, but just in case, I don't want anyone accusing me of slander. But I am of the full belief that Disney and Marvel by extension give money to certain people to say certain things about their movies. And with the way certain companies like Rotten Tomatoes has acted, I don't think that anyone should be doubting that's the case. I mean, are we fucking kidding at this point? Are we fucking kidding? With the way Rotten Tomatoes deleted, what, like 5,000 negative reviews from the user score just to bump it up to a 52% because it was at a 37%? With the fact that you've seen critics outright admit, yes, the movie's bad, but we're not going to give it a negative review because we don't want the incels to get ammunition. Are you fucking kidding me? These people know the movie's bad, but they are forcing themselves to like it as though it's some requirement, as though this is anything more than a forgettable superhero movie that's purely filler for Avengers Endgame, the movie everyone actually cares about. And honestly, it's just so fucking dumb. It's so fucking exhausting seeing people hold up products as somehow this key part of their lives. It's this materialistic, egocentric fucking mindset. Where if you buy this, you're somehow a better person. You're somehow a good person for spending money on this. And honestly, it's fucking disgusting. It's actually fucking disgusting. Especially when I saw there was a Kickstarter going around to get underprivileged children to go see Captain Marvel. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You think taking these kids to see a fucking Marvel movie is somehow this life-changing experience that will inspire them to become doctors or surgeons or special forces badasses that will massacre families in the Middle East and bury them so deep no one will talk about it? You honestly think this is going to be some positive impact on a kid's life? That's anything more than a fucking popcorn flick they'll forget about in 2 weeks when the next popcorn flick comes out. I mean, this disgusting trend of pushing representation, quote unquote, is so fucking stupid. it's honestly stupid, and I'd argue it's almost damn near damaging to people. Because here's the thing, we always hear this bullshit term representation pushed around as though somehow if you don't see someone that looks exactly like you or have the exact same lifestyle you live, you're somehow excluded. You're not allowed to look deeper into the character, into their psyche, into their emotional state, into, I don't know, their philosophy and their moral grounding, and find any kind of sympathy or empathy through that. No, it has to be superficial traits that honestly will only affect plot in very small ways. Unless the story is specifically about certain traits above others, like maybe you're watching a gay romance movie that takes place in like 1960s Mississippi. Obviously, that's going to impact the plot a lot more. And you can argue as much as you want that it's important for representation, it's important for people to see each other on the screen. I'm of the full belief that that is the mindset of fucking cows. Okay? Buying something because it has someone that's somehow like you will not immediately make your life better. Having a product out there that essentially just has a stock photo that looks kinda like you is not this immediate fucking inspirational, life-changing moment. I have to go back to that, because I remember when Black Panther was coming out, and people were saying, it's finally good, black people have a superhero movie that represents them, that's not just about suffering or all this horrible shit. And it's like, does it really fucking matter? I mean, what is it telling black kids? What is it actually telling them? Oh, black people are so smart they can have their own country away from white people, and they'll defend it to the death and kill outsiders. I mean, obviously that's a very gross misrepresentation of Wakanda, I fully admit, because Wakanda had a lot more nuance to it than that, but that's my point. Instead of looking at the nuance of this shit, instead of actually asking why does representation matter, why does it matter that a character has to have every single trait in order to make someone feel happy, why does it matter? How are we not reaching a point where we're asking the question of why do people need it? I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time is Aliens. It's a very stock answer, but it's true. Aliens is a very, very good movie. And obviously, I can talk your ear off about it, but I guarantee nothing I say will be any different from what anyone else that loves the movie says. Ellen Ripley is a fucking badass. She is a hard-ass chica that actually manages to balance the feminine and the badass really well. Nothing about her screams Michelle Rodriguez wannabe fucking hard-ass bitch shit that we got in the early 2000s. No. And do I give a shit that Ellen Ripley is like a blue-collar worker who had a daughter and was trapped on a ship with a fucking Lovecraftian horror alien parasite? I mean, no, I've not lived anywhere close to Ripley's life. I've been trapped with an alien parasite, but that was on an oil tanker. That was different. And really, the whole shit with Ellen Ripley and her being able to connect with an audience so massive across the globe, Aliens is one of the most recognizable movies of all time, should really show that this idea that you need a character to look like you or have this trait doesn't fucking matter. Now, if a writer wants to explore a certain thing with a certain character, obviously they have the full right to. The whole reason Ellen Ripley was made the main character in the original Alien was because it was playing off the final girl trope of slashers. The whole idea of it was essentially just was a literal sexual nightmare, because they had H.R. Giger design the alien. The whole point was the alien was a fusion of literally sex and death. The whole chest burster is an allegory to pregnancy, and, you know, just looking at the facehugger, the thing has a huge ass thing of nuts, you know, dangling off of it, and obviously the thing it shoots into your throat's a fucking penis. Yeah, H.R. Giger wasn't exactly subtle about the sex shit, and obviously Ellen Ripley being made the last girl, there's an allegory of being raped by the alien, or this, you know, sexual fear behind it, especially with Ellen running around in her underwear at the end of the first movie. There's a lot of subtext to that revolves around sexuality and kind of the danger of the alien and the allegory of rape. Aliens kind of drops all that and makes it just a straight up alien infestation shooty action movie. I like Aliens a lot more just because it has a quicker pace. I like Alien well enough, but I only really watch that around Halloween. I can watch Aliens like fucking right now. Just because, yeah, I like seeing Ellen burn that hive with a flamethrower. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, moving on. The point of making a character that represents someone is that it needs to be a coincidence. It needs to be a coincidence that this character happens to look like a person that's in the audience. It shouldn't be this goal to have everyone represented all the time, because balancing all that is impossible, especially when you have attention whores that magically come up with these new special ways to differentiate themselves from everyone else. Like, if you ever look into some of the crazier Tumblr culture, which I do from time to time, just because I want to see what do these people do when you leave them by themselves? What ideas do they come up with? And it's so batshit insane. It's blatantly attention whoring. If these people actually believe in some of the crap they believe in, they are mentally ill. There's no two ways about it. But they insist it's just an alternate lifestyle that needs representation. Obviously, I'm talking about shit like Otherkins and all that crap where everyone can basically agree that shit's insane. But then you have the push for transgenderism, and when you really dig deep into the transgender culture, a lot of that is just kids looking for attention. It really is. Very rarely is there someone with actual genuine gender dysphoria, and very rarely does that actually have a genuine case behind it that's not another form of mental illness. Because when you have shit like people talking about like agender or polygender or biomechanical tyrant gender or, you know, G-virus level 4 genders, you know, all that shit where it just gets fucking ridiculous and blatantly kids making shit up on the spot. It's the kid that's just coming up with power so he doesn't lose at pretend. Oh, I hit you in the gut. Well, guess what? I have an iron shield on my stomach. Okay, well, I poke you in the eye. My eyes are made of titanium. They can't be pierced. Okay, well, I kick you in the nuts. My nutsack is superheated to 9,000 degrees. Your foot melts. Shit like that, where it's very obviously them just trying to find a way to make themselves feel special and somehow not insecure because they're staring at the bleach bottle from behind the screen. They're desperate to chug that jug of bleach because they live in a conservative household where their parents are like, you're a fucking retard. Or they live in a liberal household where their parents are busy getting drunk and dad's getting cucked by mom and Tyrone all the fucking time. This bullshit idea that representation somehow fucking matters is what led to this bullshit with Captain Marvel, where people have said kind of the main problem with the movie is Carol doesn't learn a thing. Everything is handed to her. And if you look at all these pro-woke fucking female-led movies, it's all the same. The girls are always loved. They're always the best at everything. They can do anything. They never learn anything. That's not how you write a good female character. Can you write a good female character that's basically already the best of the best? Yeah. Bayonetta, Samus. That's two right there. They're pretty fun. But the thing is, the story knows they're over the top and badass. It plays off that. It plays them off as experienced warriors, not badass goddess chicas that can do whatever because of vagina. Captain Marvel missed a huge opportunity to really show Carol grow into a fucking warrior. And I do want to talk about the movie a little bit, because some of the stuff I heard I am convinced Brie Larson pushed for some shit because she knew she was going to be the special child. Hearing shit about, like, Carol's in a bar and a guy walks up to her and says it's a cockpit for a reason. I'm sorry, nigga, it was 1995 when that movie takes place. Sexism to that degree in the military didn't exist. Sexism in general, to that degree, didn't exist. Was there sexual exploitation thanks to the anime boom in the 90s? Yeah, but guess what? Those were 2D titties. They don't exactly count. And this bullshit trope of having this chick experience sexism as though that's the only conflict a woman could ever experience when trying to do something is so goddamn stupid. It's so fucking stupid and dried out and dead. Why not come up with something creative? Like, here's an idea. Carol originally was a warrior for the Kree, and the Kree in the movie are played off as the bad guys. I know that's a massive spoiler. Do not watch this fucking movie. Don't even entertain the idea of watching the fucking movie. It's bad. It's boring. But here's an idea. How about instead of making Carol, like go through sexism on Earth and be mistreated and all this, how about when she's with the Kree, she does really bad shit. Like, she does shit that outright makes her almost a war criminal. And that can play off her amnesia thing where she's remembering all the fucked up shit she did, and that plays into why she can't control her powers through her, with her emotions. Because that's apparently a running thing in the movie where she can't control her emotions, even though that's almost never brought up in the plot. you could sync those two together, because, yeah, she was basically working with the bad guys and genociding an innocent race they attacked for no reason. Why not play into that? Why not make Carol go, oh god, what the fuck have I done? You missed a big opportunity to actually flesh her out into a character people could feel a lot of sympathy for, because that would be a really different direction to take alongside all the other characters, because all the other characters in the MCU, they're pretty much Boy Scouts. I mean, a lot of them have done things that are questionable, but the only ones that have actually reached the level of basically bad guys before they joined up were Bucky and Romanoff. You know, I'm just saying, you could actually have a way Captain Marvel could connect to some of the Avengers by having her sympathize with Romanoff. You can do the girl power thing, have them team up and actually talk about how they were exploited by their masters, and they wanted to break free, and they wanted to do their own thing. It's not that difficult to come up with ideas like that, but apparently no woman could ever show any vulnerability, because the last time they tried that with Age of Ultron, Joss Whedon got chased off Twitter, which, I mean, at this point, I don't exactly feel sympathy for, because fuck Joss Whedon and his ginger cunt, but essentially it just comes down to this stupid disconnect between how, if you're so desperate to push the politics angle and push her as a symbol, you're not really making women look good. If anything, you're kind of making them look the opposite. You're making them look like weak little girls that can't do anything properly. They need to be handheld the entire time. Carol can never earn her powers or actually go through any kind of mental suffering. She has to be given everything and solve everything in like 20 minutes. So, you know, that's not exactly how you do shit. That's not really how you make anything interesting. That's just how you make shit really stupid and boring. And the whole shit of Fury losing his eye to a cat, are you fucking kidding me? This feels like the Last Jedi of the Marvel movies, where it feels like it was someone came in out of the blue, out of fucking nowhere, and just started doing shit and changing shit almost to, I don't want to say deconstruct the superhero genre, but yeah, deconstruct it, where it's all the expectations are turned on their head. Hey, remember the Skrull, the shape-shifting aliens that wanted to take over the galaxy? They were the refugees. The Kree are the bad guys, which, I mean, by itself, I actually don't think that twist is that bad. That could actually be really clever, so long as they played it in a different way, where maybe later on they can have the Skrull be revealed as like, no, they were fucking evil. They attacked the Kree first. It's just the Kree went overboard fighting back and almost genocided the entire race. It's easy to, you know, make that work. That could actually be really clever. I mean, I say that's clever, but everyone's already expecting that's the case. Anyway, the big problem is just the fact that Captain Marvel felt like at every chance it wanted to just say fuck you. Fuck you to who? I don't know. It just wanted to say fuck you. Because Fury losing his eye was one of the big badass moments in Winter Soldier, which a lot of people consider the best Marvel movie. I don't really consider it the best. I think it's really, really good. It's just, I think Logan is the best Marvel movie, period. Because that actually had depth to it. Winter Soldier's really good. I just think Logan's better. Now, the big thing with Fury losing his eye is the fact that that was one of the big highlights in Winter Soldier, where he talked about how when he lost his eye, it was the last time he ever trusted anybody. And it was really built up as though he had, like, genuine burn marks from that moment. Like, he was pissed off. He didn't like to think about that. And this asshole, the bad guy in Winter Soldier, drugged those memories up from him. So you could really tell it was a sensitive spot for Fury, and he was pissed. Well, Captain Marvel reveals it was a fucking cat that clawed his eye out because it wanted to be a dick. Because cats are assholes. And worse than that, the idea that the Avengers got their name from Carol Danvers' call sign in the Air Force, how fucking forced do you have to be to get to that? I'm sorry, are you fucking kidding me? Carol's the end-all be-all of the Avengers. This feels like Zack Snyder's Superman all over again, where Zack Snyder was so desperate to make Superman the pinnacle of the DCEU. It had to be him. He was the Christ figure. He was the most important, all-powerful being on the fucking planet. And no one liked it, because one, Superman was boring and emo instead of actually expressive and optimistic like Superman should be, and honestly, it just felt forced, and Captain Marvel is forced. I mean, there's rumors that Brie Larson already signed a 7-movie contract. 7 movies. And she already has her first solo movie. And not only that, if rumors to be believed, she's going to play a massive role in Avengers Endgame. Now, supposedly, there are rumors that says that if the movie underperforms, they're going to cut her early. And I do think it would be hilarious if the movie doesn't live up to what the Disney execs were hoping. So they kill her off like super early. I actually think it would be really funny if in Avengers Endgame they build her up as the MacGuffin. Everyone's like, "Hey, Captain Marvel's gonna save the day. Yeah, she's gonna do it. Fuck yeah, man! Let's kill Thanos. Let's get revenge. Let's get everybody out of the fucking Soul Stone. We're gonna do it, man. It's gonna be great." And then Thanos fucking breaks her neck in 2 seconds. I actually think that would be a really funny, dark joke, and something that the Russo brothers probably would actually do just as a gag if they had the choice to kill her off or not. Because really, Captain Marvel isn't really the same level as like a Captain America or an Iron Man or a Spider-Man. No one recognizes her. The comics especially have been trying to push her so hard as basically female Superman. And the problem is, no one gives a shit about Carol, especially with how they write her in her comics now, where she's literally a fucking Nazi. I'm not kidding, she is a fascist Nazi. She locks people up, well, during Civil War II at least. She locked people up for crimes they might commit. She attacked Tony Stark and essentially tried to kill him because he said maybe that's a fucked up thing to do. And all in all, has a secret police force she uses at her beck and call to fuck up people she doesn't like. And the worst part of it all, Civil War II was treated as though it was a neutral argument. It wanted to act like it was the superhero registration issue all over again. Yeah, it thought Carol and her secret police attacking people for shit they haven't done was somehow a correct thing to do. It actually had a point to it. And Tony Stark going, "You're a psychotic cunt, let's not do that," apparently was a moderate view, was a simple retort, a simple clapback. It wasn't treated as though that was the objective right thing, and Tony Stark was totally in the right. Captain Marvel was losing her shit, and everyone had to fight her. She lost her mind due to insane amounts of power. No, it was treated as though Captain Marvel winning was somehow anything but a horrible outcome that would fuck up the Marvel Universe and turn it into a terrible dystopia for years to come. Honestly, that would have been a very bold direction to take. Have this hero that everyone's kind of treated as though it's like, she's there. I mean, some people really like her, some people really don't. And then out of nowhere, she becomes like a fascist dictator in control of the Marvel Universe. That could actually be interesting. Have resistance groups of other heroes talk about how she's a traitor, try to attack her, do shit that's actually interesting. But no, the psychotic comic pros at Marvel actually think her politics are right. And that's not even talking about all the other ways they rape characters, and Jesus Christ. New Marvel's fucking atrocious. So, all in all, Captain Marvel is a terrible, terrible movie. It's boring. I think that's its worst crime. It's boring, and okay. Best case scenario, it's boring. Worst case scenario, it's gonna feel downright stupid because some of the directions it takes doesn't make sense. Like I am insistent on the idea that the reason you see those, sexism scenes where everyone's going against Marvel because she's a woman were purely put in there by Brie Larson. I am of the full belief she demanded those scenes be put in. And Kevin Feige, hoping to run her as the new Iron Man for the MCU, basically said, okay, fuck it, give her what she wants. She won an Oscar. We have to kind of treat her with kid gloves. But even other people in the Avengers cast apparently do not like her. This is once again due to rumors. Actually, they came out from the same leaks as the one that said that they might kill her off. Basically, the chick who plays Scarlet Witch despises Brie Larson because this chick comes in and immediately gets 7 movies. The chick who played Scarlet Witch, one of the most powerful characters in the MCU, was the most powerful before Thanos and before Brie Larson showed up. She gets relegated to like a fucking mini-series on the Disney Channel. That's gotta fucking hurt. That's actually gotta fucking suck. I mean, I would I'd probably feel pretty jealous about that too. So all in all, fuck Brie Larson, fuck her politics, fuck Captain Marvel. Do literally anything else for your weekend. You do not need to see this movie. You don't, okay? If you want to watch Into the Spider-Verse, because apparently people really like that, I don't really want to watch it just because the guy who directed it's a fucking cunt. So I don't feel right giving that guy money. But the point is, if you have literally any other movie you want to watch, go ahead and watch that. Don't watch this out of some morbid curiosity, okay? The only time I can see that's acceptable is buy a ticket for another movie, sneak into Captain Marvel, okay? That's the only advice I can give you if you genuinely cannot wait to see how bad this movie is. And honestly, with it being boring, I can't even see it being so bad it's good. I literally can't, because Ghostbusters 2016, that was fucking painful. That was bad comedy. Nothing is worse than bad comedy. Nothing. A shitty drama can be funny. A shitty horror movie can be really funny. A shitty comedy? Dear sweet Christ, get the guns, because you're going to want to blow your fucking brains out. So, point is, do not watch Captain Marvel. Watch literally anything else. Battle Angel Alita came out. People really like that. Go watch that instead. Do not fucking watch Captain Marvel.